I was born into a world where the people around me had to do things to receive energy. For instance, my mum and dad had to go to work to earn money. We had to go to the doctors for medicine to cure things. We had to go to school and sit in classes to learn information. We had to do all of these things in order to receive energy, in order to receive things from our environment. That illusion is kind of coming to an end now. And we are slowly realizing that we actually don't need these permission slips anymore. We don't need the job to get the money. We don't need the money to get the house even. We don't need the doctor. We don't need the medicine. We're becoming conscious to the fact that we create the energy. There's a reason why two people can take the same medicine and have adverse effects. It's not the medicine itself. It's how we react to the medicine. It's how we define the medicine. It's what we believe about the medicine. It's all our inner matrix that is determining the outcomes of our life. And so all of these permission slips we were once conditioned to believe we had to do and follow and were normal to be able to receive these things, we're becoming aware that it was never those things that allowed us or disallowed us from receiving those things. It was ourselves. Matrix means an environment from which something develops. And when I Googled it, the actual definition is the social, political, cultural environment from which something develops. It's scientifically proven that it isn't the things that happen to us in our life that cause a reaction. It's our reaction. It's how we react that causes an effect. And so we're really at a time in human history where we are awakening to the fact that we are the source of energy. We are the channel through which energy comes out into being. And then we experience ourselves as a physical reality. So in this video, I want to talk about the matrix, this idea of the environment from which our reality is developing, our inner matrix. Our inner matrix is what is depicting and creating our environment. It's our inner programming that is creating the physical reality illusion around us so that we can see ourselves in a mirror. Physical reality is a mirror. If you wake up and you step out of your front door in the morning filled with joy, you will be aligning yourself with joy. If you step out of your door in the morning filled with anger, that is the mirror. That is the reflection that the physical reality mirror will shine back at you. And so we really are the source of all things. But why looking at our inner wirings is so important is because there are so many things that we are unconscious to. And we don't realize that we're in these programs. We don't realize some of the programs that we're actually in because we've been in them for such a long time. And so when we react to things in our life, we think that it's the thing causing us to react. But actually, it's something inside of us that's been stirred. And so when we look at our inner wirings, we look at the place in which we have stored energies, beliefs, definitions, and programs about reality that is being stirred by reality. And we can change these parts of us. So when we do observe different parts of our reality, we no longer react the same way. We're no longer triggered. We no longer depict or define reality in that way. And we become bulletproof to reality. We become these conscious, awake alive beings that are no longer giving their power to a program, that are no longer blaming people, circumstances, things, no longer looking into the mirror and saying, why are you making me this way? Why are you causing me to feel this way? Why are you being like this? And therefore you're making me react like this. We no longer do that. We take full responsibility of the fact that we are the source of the reflection that the mirror is shining back. And when we walk through life knowing that it's our inner matrix causing us to react in these ways, and that we are the source from which all of this comes from, then we have the true power to create life exactly the way that we want to create it. And we are no longer conditioned by our reactions to life. We are no longer believing our thoughts, believing our emotions, believing these limiting ways of being. So let's talk about how we set ourselves free from our inner matrix, how we take our power back so that we stop preventing ourselves from becoming and being the greatest version of us that we came here to be. You came here to live those dreams of yours. You came here to be that version of you that you're in awe of, the version of you you feel like you could be. You came here to be them. So when you look at your inner matrix and you discover the parts of your matrix, the parts that all of this is coming from, all of the things you don't want, when you go to the source of all of the things you don't want and you alter it, that's when you really set yourself free and you allow yourself to naturally become that person to the whiteboard. Okay, so here you are, and you're a powerful creator of reality, okay? And you can be anything you want in this life. You can be anyone you want. You can live your dream life. You are the creator of your physical reality. But you have this inner matrix that is made up of thoughts, feelings, emotions, programs, definitions, and beliefs. It's all your belief systems, your definitions about reality that have stored inside your body throughout your experience of life. This is all stored inside of you, creating the matrix. And your physical reality, as quantum physics now tells us, is probability. It's waves until we observe it into a physical reality, which means your physical reality is created by your observation, which means it flows from within. If you want to know more about that, look up the double split experiment. That proves this. It proves that the observer of reality is the creator of reality. And how you observe it, your inner matrix, is how you create it. So everything that's around you is simply waves of energy until you observe it into being. And you observe it, what it turns into when you observe it is created by your expectations and your beliefs. And all of that is created by your inner matrix, which are the programs, the beliefs, the definitions, and all of the expectations that you have learned about physical reality so that you experience your inner world as a physical reality. And you have experiences in relation to all of this inner world that further enforce your belief systems. So if you believe, people are evil and mean, you are going to align yourself with that experience. And if you observe that experience and experience it, that is going to further enforce this belief that what is the definition of matrix? Definition of matrix is the environment from which something develops. So this is going to cause an entire world. This energy is going to keep building and building and building. And then you're going to experience even more. People are so evil. People are so mean. That's going to keep creating more and more and more, and you're going to keep experiencing it and further enforcing the whole belief system and making it grow even bigger and bigger until this is just how you think and feel now. And now you have a whole personality. People are mean. You now avoid people. You live in complete solitude. And whenever you do go out and see people, they're always mean. And therefore, further enforcing this whole cycle that you're now stuck within where people are mean. And that's how a belief can create a whole world around you. It creates a personality, and your personality creates your personal reality. And now you're stuck in an entire program where people are mean. And the thing is about a program is that when programs start running in our life, our nervous system, because we've stored these beliefs and now we've started to live within this belief system, and we keep reacting to mean people and further enforcing this belief system, our nervous system is now learning and downloading the information from this network, which means your nervous system, which is your kind of reaction system in the body that stores all of the information from your life. If you see a person and you have this belief that is now rife in your life, if you see a person, your nervous system is going to activate to protect you, because your nervous system is predicting everyone is now mean, which means you're now mean. So people are probably going to be mean to you. And this is how we get stuck in these programs in our lives. Let's do a positive one. Okay. So this person has been installing the belief in their life that I don't have to work for money. Money can come to me through joy. And they've been thinking these thoughts. They've been in these thinking, feeling cycles. And then because this is active inside of them, they've been creating it in their reality, which means they've been creating this frequency in their reality, which means they're now aligned with evidence of this. Oh, there's more people, there's more and more evidence that you don't need to work for money. I can see all of these people, more evidence, they don't work for money. They got money through this joyful path. They found money through this other joyful path. This is further enforcing this belief. And this is creating this matrix for them. And because this matrix is building, and this matrix is now rife in their life, they will start to live that reality. What happens if you try and build a positive matrix, a positive belief system inside of you, but you have a contradictory belief system, a battle between the positive belief system and the negative belief system? So what if this person installed the belief, oh, I can get money through joy alone, but they already have this belief that's rife in their life where I have to sacrifice for money, learnt this from my parents, and they are already in the reality where they have to sacrifice for money. So before they started practicing this positive belief, they were living in the reality where they're surrounded by evidence that's money, you have to sacrifice for money. So they have all of these programs running in their life where they have to sacrifice for money. So they're surrounded by all of these people who have to sacrifice for money. And that is the reality in which they live. They live surrounded by sacrificing for money. But now they've seen evidence that there is another way. That is just a belief system. They've just been believing it. And what sets us free, how we can set ourselves free from our inner matrix, is from a superpower that we've all been given that is so underestimated, it's unbelievable. Our superpower is our focus. Unconscious means not looking at something. Conscious means observing something, being aware of something. That is focusing on something. If you are conscious to this program, you're no longer unconscious to the program. Becoming conscious of something is not being unconscious of it, not letting it depict and dictate the way that you live your life. So when you become conscious of a program that's running in your life that is limiting you, that is when you become conscious of it and you're no longer unconscious of it. The moment we become conscious of something, and if this person has this program that's limiting them in their life and they've suddenly started becoming conscious of all of the evidence that they see in their life, that is waking up in a program. That is beginning to set yourself free from a program. Because the reason that we get stuck in programs is because we're unconscious to the fact that we're stuck in a program. And that means that when we see these parts of reality, when we see evidence of a reality that we do not like in our life, we have to look at reality as the mirror that it is and use it how it was given to us, which is to show us ourselves. So if we see limiting things in our reality, that is always a reflection of a limiting part of ourselves. And if we choose not to evolve our way of perceiving these parts of reality, we're choosing not to evolve those parts of ourselves. So how we evolve our inner matrix and therefore evolve our exterior matrix is to become conscious of all of our inner workings, all of our inner wirings. If you feel something within your body, question it. Stop being unconscious to ways that you're feeling, energies that arise. Every single time we make a programmed decision, which is an unconscious decision, which is doing the distractive things, picking up your phone or just avoiding how you're actually feeling, you are choosing to be unconscious in your life and you're avoiding evolving that part of you. So if you're wondering why your exterior reality isn't changing, but you're keeping yourself unconscious by scrolling on your phone all day or distracting yourself with drama or distracting yourself with, thoughts that you believe, you're believing all of the thoughts that you think. Thoughts are only telling you where your vibration is. Thoughts are an indication of where your vibration is, but sometimes we sit there listening to them like they're a radio station we're choosing to listen to, instead of looking at our thoughts and thinking, oh, I'm tuned into the radio station of lack. I'm tuned into the radio station of judgment. Let me retune my radio station. We avoid doing the inner work, but the inner work, our inner matrix, is what is building this outer matrix. The matrix isn't outside of us. If we tweak our inner world, we change all of this. And all it takes is becoming conscious to all of the information that your body, your thoughts, your feelings are all telling you, and using physical reality as the mirror it was given to us to look in so that we can see all of these things that we're refusing to look at. If you walk out your front door and you bump into an argument on the street, if you're not asking yourself, what have I done to align myself with this argument, then you're unconscious. You have to be asking yourself about every single element of your life. What have I done to align with this? What refinement do I need to make to my inner matrix? What is this showing me that I'm believing about reality? What is this showing me that what limitation is this showing me that I'm creating in my life? Everything is a tool to help us evolve. Everything is wired to help you become the greatest version of you that you came here to become. You just have to stop being unconscious to all of the information that you're being constantly given and instead go into it, question it, know that you're the creator, you're the source of all of it, and keep questioning everything. Be conscious of everything. Be aware of everything. Don't let anything get past you without you saying, there's a part of me that I can evolve here. And keep evolving those parts of you. Keep setting yourself free. And you set yourself free by being conscious of you, being conscious of how you feel, being conscious of every single part of your world that you are creating. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. Lots of love.